Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to Teachers Tech. Today I want to show you how to use VLOOKUP in Microsoft Excel for beginners. I have a few examples that you can follow along with me with the practice file that's right behind me. Just go ahead and download it, then we can get started. VLOOKUP is a very powerful function that you can use to look up something in a column vertically. That's where the V is going to come from. So it looks down a column that you set because it's going to be the furthest left, and then it returns some item in that corresponding row. So in this case here, I already have VLOOKUP in this cell already created. I'll create a new one here. If I just go ahead and select this cell, you can see in the formula bar, it's already there. But what it's going to go through, so it looks at GOTC right here, and it finds, I told it to go down the furthest left of the selection, and this is this vertical column here. It finds GOTC. Then I told it to look up the in that row the salary here. So it gave me back 68,000. So let me just change it. So instead of C, I'm just going to go put I here, and it returned 58,000. So it went over to the furthest left here of the range that I selected, and it went down and it found GOTI right here, and it went across and found $58,000. So this is a small data set here. If this was a large one, you would probably see how much more powerful this is. But if you have thousands of employees and you're looking up something like this, with this formula, you can simply just do those searches really, really quickly. Now, something I just wanted to point out here with VLOOKUP, I was just taking a look at the XLOOKUP function because XLOOKUP has a few more capabilities to it. With VLOOKUP, you can only look to the right, but XLOOKUP, you can actually look left or right. And with XLOOKUP, you can kind of do the HLOOKUP or VLOOKUP together. So it's something I would recommend if you have a newer version of Microsoft Excel. I do have a video tutorial on that, and I'll put a link in the description down below and up and above in the card. So let's go ahead and start our VLOOKUP and build it for this sheet. And if you haven't got this sheet open, hit pause, download it, and follow along. So we're going to go through the VLOOKUP function a couple times, a couple different examples in two different cells. The first place we're going to put the VLOOKUP function is right in this cell. So what I want to have happen is it's going to look up an employee name and bring me back an employee designation. So it needs to go over to this column here and then look down this column here to find the designation in the same row that it found the employee name. So we're going to start in this one. The first time we're going to go and just go insert function up here. So open up that one, insert function. If you don't see VLOOKUP, just do a quick search. You don't need to type the whole thing here. I'm just going to hit go and then double click on it. So we get our four different arguments here. So the first argument is going to be the lookup value. Well, the lookup value is what the name is that I type into this cell. So this is going to be the lookup cell or lookup value in this cell right here. So I'm going to click in I6 and you can see it put I6 into there. The next is the table array. So I'm going to click in this spot. And the table array is going to be the selection. And remember, it's going to be the furthest left column of that array that is going to search down. So it's going to look for a name here. And so I need to make sure this is the furthest left column, and it is. So I'm going to select here. And I need it to go to at least go to employee designation. It could go all the way to salary if I wanted, but it doesn't need to. But I'm going to leave it right there for this one. Now, the next one is the column index, and this is how it works. So in B, this is the first part of the table or range here. So this is column 1. Even though I have A here, there's nothing in it. This doesn't count. So B is number 1, C is number 2, D is number 3, E is number 4, and F is number 5. So we told it it's going to look down the furthest left of my array, that is this one, and I need it to look down. What's the column I need it to search through? Well, it's going to be D right here, and that's 3 because it's 1, 2, 3. So I need to put 3 in here just like that. So the next thing, what I want to do is type in a true or false. I could leave it blank too, but in this case, I'm going to type false, and that means an exact match. If I put true, it's an approximate match, but I wanted to find an exact match in this case. So I'm going to type in false like so, and I'm going to hit OK. And it came back, notice it came back with NA here. That's because I don't have anything typed in. So let's just type in John here, and we'll type John, and it returns software engineer. So went to the furthest left of the array that I showed, that I selected, and then it went to column 3 and found what was in there. So that's software engineer. So if I go ahead and type Bran here, it went down this column, the furthest left, and then it searched column 3 and brought back analyst. So this is working quite well. You can see it doesn't take a lot to create the VLOOKUP function. One problem is if you're using false, I'll show you the problem. If we go to Bran here, and I'm going to just click in here, and let's say there's some spaces, just like that. Notice it went to NA. It's because we are looking for an exact match. And you got to be careful, not if you're using the exact match, not to have spaces. So as soon as I get back, delete that again, and hit enter, you notice it works again. So I just wanted to point this out. Okay, let's run through VLOOKUP one more time. So I'm going to go ahead and recreate the top one from up here for VLOOKUP. Now, the reason I'm going to do this because it's a little different on how to count the columns. So I'm going to go, what do I want to have happen? Well, the VLOOKUP is going to go into this cell. So it's I10. And I'm going to start my function this way this time just by putting the equal sign, then VLOOKUP, and I'm going to choose it right through here. So what is my lookup value going to be? Well, the lookup value is going to be whatever I put into this. So this is going to be the code. And I'm just going to go ahead, click on that cell, I9, and comma. What's going to be my table array on this one? Well, my table array on this one is going to go from the code up here to the salary one here. So there's going to be 4 different columns in there. And then at the next point, I'm going to put my comma. What's my column index? And now this is where things have changed. So remember last time I said B was 1. Now that the array is starting here, this is going to be 1. So C is 1, D is 2, E is 3, F is 4. So it's wherever the array is going to be starting on it. So I just wanted to point that out. So what do I need? This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to put 4 for my number on it because this is not selected in it. So I'm going to go ahead, put my comma, and then put my exact match again. And that should be all I need. I'm just going to finish off with a bracket, and let's try this out. So if I just put in GOTI, like so, and you can see that GOTI here was $58,000 here. So I just wanted to point out when I was doing the VLOOKUP function this way is making sure that you understood when you count your columns, it's wherever the array starts, that's going to be number 1, and then you move over from there. And then if you have to go back and correct anything, you can just go back. You can either correct it up top here or double click into the cell and it will open up. So if you wanted to change this to true or false, you can move those back and forth or change a different range too. If you want to keep learning about Microsoft Excel and VLOOKUP, take a look at this video I created about how I created a multiple dependent drop-down list in Microsoft Excel and finished it up with VLOOKUP. Thanks for watching this time on Teachers Tech. Check out that video. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.